Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. Well, I hope you have heard about Dubois County C.A.R.E.S. That is a coalition for adolescent resilience and empowerment strategies. Joining us in the studio is Donna Oeding Deb. Donna is the chairwoman of the committee, and Deb Capps is the data person for the committee or the outreach or the committee that we have. And I'm on one of the committees as well. First of all, let's go to you, Donna. If you could talk about what is and how did Dubois County C.A.R.E.S. get started?
Dubois County C.A.R.E.S. started about a year and a half ago. We were approached for the need to apply for a federal grant to start addressing youth substance use in our county. A small group of us met, about 5 or 6 of us, and that included Deb and myself. We have Jane Chappell, Beth Stein, and Jan Dugan from the County Extension.
And Janet Schnell.
Janet early, right.
From the Substance Abuse Council.
Was early on. And we all looked at the data and agreed that, yes, there was a need for us to start looking at youth substance use as an issue in our county. So through the process, we decided to form Dubois County C.A.R.E.S. That does stand for the Coalition for Adolescent Resilience and Empowerment Strategies. We have been looking at data, reviewing that. We have now formed a group that has 13 sector representatives, and that is a broad base of individuals that includes our schools, businesses, the religious organizations, law enforcement, the legal representatives, media, parents. Of course, we have to have youth represented on there. Government, different youth-serving organizations have joined us as well. Healthcare, other nonprofits, civic groups. I think I've pretty well named the majority of them. But those people have joined with us, and we have been reviewing data and have just submitted the grant to the federal SAMHSA, which is the Substance Abuse Mental Health Services Organization. We will find out in September if we receive that grant. But irregardless if we receive the grant or not, this committee is committed to going forward with this because we believe this is an issue that we need to address in our community.
Okay, and you have organized town hall meetings or community conversations for people to attend. And the next one coming up is Jasper on Wednesday night at the Jasper Middle School.
That is correct.
Let's run through the itinerary of the next meeting and then the next meeting and then the next meeting.
Last week we held our first one at the Dubois Middle School. We had over 40 people attend, and we were really thrilled with the turnout. That included not only representatives of the committee, we had parents there, we had school administrators, and we just had also we had the general public, government officials came, because I think everybody's understanding that this is an issue that we need to look at. But like you said, we have 3 more planned. This Wednesday night we will be at Jasper Middle School. Each of these community conversations lasts for an hour. We start at 7 o'clock and we finish by 8 o'clock. And we really value people's time that comes out, so we really do try to stick to our schedule. The next one is held on the 18th. That will be at the South Ridge Middle School Auditorium. And then the last one is on April 27th. That will be at the YMCA in Ferdinand. And we want anybody and everybody that's interested in this subject. You don't have to be a parent with a child that's still in school to want to attend it. You can just have a real desire to learn about this issue and understand why we believe it is something you need to become as passionate about as we are.
And what I want to point out is that this is a community conversation.
Right.
Whilst there is things that are presented, the community gets the great opportunity to speak and ask questions and find out. Like the gentleman who spoke at Dubois.
Right.
I don't even know if he had kids in the school system, but he was just concerned about drug and alcohol use by youth.
And that's exactly what we're wanting to do at this. So we're not just going to stand up there and present data and turn away. We want to empower the public as well to join us in this and to share their feelings, their concerns. Maybe they've noticed an issue in the community as well, and it's just going to really validate the data that we have. Those personal stories are what are going to continue to carry this effort forward.
Now let's talk about the data. And Deb, that's what you do. You're the data lady. It's astounding, some of the data that you have. What are you going to be telling us, or what are some interesting facts, and where do you get this information?
Well, we get this information from the Indiana Youth Survey. This survey has been conducted in schools across Indiana, in middle schools and high schools, students 6th through 12th grade, for 20 years or better. Okay. And through my work with the Substance Abuse Council and now at TRICAP, and TRICAP serves as the lead agency for C.A.R.E.S. So as that part of my responsibilities, I've been looking at this data and pulling it all together, and we're seeing that we're beginning to see students who are using marijuana at higher and higher rates. We've always been aware that we have an alcohol issue here, and that's not going away. And that's what C.A.R.E.S is all about, is to try to get all of our youth to understand that they don't have to be using, and to have parents understand what they can do to help their kids. So
you're going to present data at the time.
I am. So, for example, we know that students, when they go from the 8th to the 9th grade, their rate of substance use, whether it's alcohol or marijuana or binge drinking, it doubles. By the time that those kids who are freshmen become senior, it doubles again from what they did. And actually, for marijuana and for binge drinking, it triples from when they were freshmen in high school. These are alarming numbers. So 40% of our seniors tell us that they drink on a monthly basis. And 23% of those students have binge drinked within the last 2 weeks of that survey being taken.
Something that astounded me too is the age at which kids are starting to drink or use marijuana.
Correct. The survey is over 100 pages long. A lot of data is in that survey. But what we're finding out is that those students who start drinking in the 6th grade, they're telling us that they actually had their first drink when they were 11 years old. And at 11 years old, 5% of those students who told us as 6th graders that they're drinking, 5% of those students told us that they don't think their parents really care whether they drink or not. So a 6th grader who doesn't think mom and dad cares whether they drink or not, and they're already drinking, these are the students that are really at high risk by the time they're seniors.
So these are numbers that really affect all of us. As businesses, we hire people. And so our youth that are coming into our workforce is important to us. As grandparents, we're concerned about our kids and what they're being exposed to. As parents, we're concerned about our kids and what they're exposed to. Who should be coming to this meeting this coming Wednesday in Jasper, or next Monday at Southridge, or the next Wednesday after that at the Tri-County Y?
We want anybody and everybody that's concerned about this issue and some of the data that Deb just presented. You can be a parent, a grandparent, somebody that babysits, the general public. You might be in one of the 13 sectors that I listed. It can be just anybody that is concerned about the future of our youth. And I think that really you don't leave anybody out of that category, because I think we are all concerned about our youth and their future. And you know, when we hear the numbers like what Deb presented, and we hear the feedback from the general public of, well, you know, this is Dubois County. Well, you know, that's great. This is Dubois County, but we have to be concerned about the effect it has on our kids. The long-term effects of drinking at such an early age, and even at the age of 18 is still an early age, because we know that the brain still continues to develop until they're 21. So what kind of a loss of potential are we seeing that we will never ever be able to measure in all of us that you know, have grown up here? What could possibly be? And that's why we're wanting to take a step back, look at this information and say, how can we empower these kids to know it's okay not to drink or do drugs? And
community conversations have been held in each of the 4 school districts.
Right.
One has been held in Dubois already. The next one coming up is this Wednesday, April 13th at 7 p.m. at the Jasper Middle School Auditorium. Then Monday the 18th at Southridge High School Auditorium. And then at the Tri-County Y to serve the Southeast Dubois School District. That is on Wednesday the 27th at 7 p.m.
Right.
And these are all just an hour. You're not obligated to come to all of them. Come to one of them. You don't have to stay the whole time, but it's just an hour. please show up.
Right. We appreciate your participation and especially your feedback to us, because it may be something that we've not heard before, but that we really need to know as we go forward with this. Remember, the data Deb presented also is countywide data. We have no intention of separating out the data between the school districts because we believe this is an overall county issue. So that is what you'll hear, and we certainly want your feedback on this issue.
Donna and Deb, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Bill.
Thank you for watching WJTS Inform. Our guests have been Donna Oeding, she is with the Dubois County Health Department, and Deb Capps with TRICAP, but they actually both were here as part of the Dubois County C.A.R.E.S committee, which is Coalition for Adolescent Resilience, Empowerment Strategies. We hope to see you at one of these town hall meetings. Thank you for watching WJTS Inform. We're local people watching local people.